Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the rundown after a fucking almost a month of a hiatus, just because. At least on my it's mostly my let's not say mostly, it's my fault. It's my fault we haven't done this bitch. It's my fault. I had the subathon starting on the first, and the night we didn't do it the night before that on the 29th. The subathon was still going by the time Thursday came around. Wasn't gonna do it then. And then last week was my recovery week after streaming for damn near 2 weeks straight for 8 hours a day. Oh my god, I want to kill myself. So we're back with a rundown finally. Hopefully, Brian will have a freestyle for y'all at the end of this video, recorded and ready to go. It's had a fucking month. We'll see.
Hello, everyone. I actually do. I'll send you over. I'll upload it while we're on video, and I will send it to you once it's done.
Your hair's looking immaculate, by the way.
Thank you, my friend. I didn't really do anything important with it. I just wet it and shit. So, upload. Where's the upload button? Here we go.
So
it's been a while since I've done this.
A lot has happened in the last week, but before we get started with that, let us start, ladies and gentlemen, with our intro video today, as kind of just like a palate cleanse before the suck begins. Let me pause this. Actually, unmute it.
Around age 10, my dad got me into one of those little badass compound bow beginners kit. One summer afternoon, I was shooting flaming arrows into a large rotten oak stump in our backyard. I looked over under the carport and see a shiny, brand new can of starter fluid. The light bulb went off in my head. I grabbed the can, I set it up on the stump. So I went back into the house. I got a 1 pound can of Pyrodex, which is black powder for muzzle-loaded rifles. Fucking hell. My intentions were to sprinkle a little bit around the ether can, but it all sort of dumped out on me. Screw that, I'm going back to the house to get the other can of black powder. I stepped back about 15 foot, lit the 2-stroke arrow, and as I released, I heard a clunk as the arrow launched from my bow. In a slow motion time frame, I turned to see my dad getting out of the truck. I turned back towards my target just in time to see the arrow pierce the starting fluid can right at the bottom, right through the main pile of Pyrodex and into the can. When the shockwave hit, it knocked me off my feet. I don't know if it was the actual compression wave that threw me back or just the reflex jerk back from 235,000 fucking decibels of sound. The daylight turned purple. Let me repeat this. The fucking daylight turned purple. There was a big sweet gum tree out by the gate going into the pasture. Notice I said was. That son of a bitch got up and ran off. My dad is on the other side of the carport having what I can only assume is a Vietnam flashback. All windows on the north side of the house are blown out. And there's a slow rolling mushroom cloud about 2,000 foot over our backyard. I felt a sharp pain, blacked out, woke up later. Repeat this process for an hour or so, and you get the idea. I remember at one point my mum had to give me CPR. And Dad was screaming, bring him back to life so I can fucking kill him. I guess what I'm trying to say is get your kids into archery. It's good.
So, Diddy did it.
I mean, there's not a debate.
No, of course not. Diddy was Suge Knight, but smarter.
For like 30 years.
Yeah. It's a miracle he lasted as long as he did in the age of social media.
Definitely. It's also surprising that not many people were like, oh, he didn't do it. Like people were saying with R. Kelly and all those. So
yeah, I mean, Diddy was always like kind of scuzzy. Like this, it's not. Are we surprised? Although, did you see the picture of his kids being let out in cuffs? That is the look of a motherfucker like, oh, I'm gonna snitch on all his business. My dad left me here to get fucking like thrown in handcuffs in federal fucking what was it? Kidnapping charges and shit, like kidnapping ring thrown on me and shit. Oh yeah, there ain't no loyalty to his daddy after that shit. But I don't know.
Hold on 1 second. How do you upload a short?
You just a short to YouTube?
Yes.
On desktop?
Yes. Yes.
You make sure that it is the short is less than 60 seconds long. I usually keep it 59 seconds as a baseline just to cover your bases, and you make sure that
I'm already fucked.
Yeah, it's going to be who cares a shit? It doesn't have to be a short.
No, it's not made for kids. No, I know.
Yeah, they also also YouTube added a new AI generation. Hey, does this shit have AI generated shit in it? Too, they added that to it as well.
Should I say I want to restrict my videos to viewers over 18 or no?
No, don't. So you say it's not for kids and it's and not to restrict viewers over 18. It sounds counterintuitive, but that makes it so like it's just a normal video. It sounds stupid and it is, but what can you do? YouTube's fucked.
Okay, no, none of that. We'll check your video. That matter.
Yeah, but moving on. While he's doing that, I'm gonna pause the video. When we're back, I'm gonna have another video. So another news. Speaking of, we're talking about YouTube. YouTube recently released a remix feature. What is a remix? It's basically a stitch. It's basically a blatant like same thing as a stitch from TikTok, right? But you can't stitch a stitch on TikTok. You can stitch a stitch on YouTube. And how does that look, dare you ask? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you, because I did a little experiment this past Thursday. So YouTube, I think, yeah, that was not the right one. My apologies. Let me just yoink this back over there, because for some reason God decides to do things without my consent. So YouTube, I think yesterday, released a feature where you can remix a remix short. Let's see how fast I can make this short unwatchable, shall I? That's how it was going. That's how we started. And this is how it's going.
However,
so YouTube, I think yesterday, released a feature where you can remix a remix short. Let's see how fast I can make this.
Nice.
Yeah. So for those listening at home, you could hear the audio compression going to hell, but also it's a visual piece of art. I finished it with me T-posing in the off-white there.
Nice. Love that video.
Yeah, it's funny. What is God, a lot has happened in the last month. So the Diddy thing was interesting to me just because, like, you know, I mean,
I'm going to talk about the most impactful thing that happened this month because I'm not sure if you talked about it at all. If you did, you're a goat, but if you didn't, Akira Toriyama has passed away, the creator of Dragon Ball Z.
I did.
And I know I'm like,
rest in peace, the goat. Honestly, that was the my bloodfather died this month as well. I think the same day. The news the day I found out my father died was the same day I found out that Akira Toriyama died, and Akira Toriyama dying hurt a lot more. If I'm being perfectly honest.
It did.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I don't know if I brought you up to speed all that. Like, I got family that have sent me like death threats and shit over that.
What are they gonna do?
Exactly. I'm poor. It's not like they can sue me on behalf of a dead man's image.
And it's not like one thing you said was a lie.
No, I didn't lie. Not one. But What was it? I wanted to because there's like 40 things I want to touch on with you because we don't really do politics here. Because it's more like pop culture kind of stuff because it's like I had an interaction on Blue Sky the other day where I'm just like, this is why I don't cover politics on my channel anymore. Because it's not because right wingers suck. I can bully rightoids all day long and sleep like a baby at night with no anger. It's other fucking self-called leftists who just, they're awful. They just suck.
Don't I know it? And not that I think liberalism sucks. I think it's great.
I didn't say liberals.
Areas, but
I didn't say shit libs. I said lefties, and I'm not talking even lefties. I'm talking like the red fast tanky types, the combi boos, the campists. Those are all words that you, Brian, might not know about, but for those clued in and locked in, you know what I'm talking about. And if you are one, you're currently like, red fast doesn't exist. I'm talking about you. Shut the fuck up. But
what do they consider themselves? Because did they not consider themselves a liberal?
No.
Because you're right. It's probably different.
No, because here's the thing. You have to remember. Liberals prioritize the status quo over progress. Now, they will support progress that doesn't hurt the
status quo.
Economic status quo, correct. Conservatives don't want to fuck up the economic status quo either. But they do.
What was the specific conversation? Because I think I'll have a better idea.
There's someone who was like an anarchist or whatever who was being cringy on the internet, as anarchists are, because anarchism is cringy. And it was basically like they said like not your daddy's leftist, not your grandfather's leftist, with like an anarchy symbol on a mask or whatever. And then like it was Marx, I think it was Engels, Mao, Stalin, and like two other people with a giant blacked out X through them. And I'm like, why did they cross out Marx? Like, yeah, he was a bit of an anti-Semite, but he was also a European in fucking 1800s Europe. Everybody was a fucking anti-Semite.
Who was fucking his best friend's girl? Nobody talks about that part.
Not a justifiable reason to be an anti-Semite, but point being, getting cuckolded by somebody of a different ethnicity is not a reason to hate that ethnicity.
No. He stayed with a friend in Russia or in London when he was writing for the New York Times, and he was actively fucking the girlfriend or the wife of this friend that he was staying with. I just find it funny how quickly that gets overlooked. Same with MLK. He was also a womanizer. Not that he didn't do great things. Just saying.
Can we just say real quick? Just because you get pussy doesn't make you a bad person. Just like how if you get a lot of dick, that doesn't make you a bad person. Like, just being sexually frivolous is not a condemnation of someone's moral character. Because if it was, you would be an abject monster. You Brian No Doubt Ortega would be Hitler.
It's funny because I'm Jewish. Anyway.
Yeah, I forget that fact sometimes. But funny ha-has aside, yeah, no, it's just stupid. I called him. I mentioned the word red fash, and then there's certain lefties who like know in their heart of hearts like they're red fash because they get really triggered by that phrase, and one person even like went back in like my history and shit, trying to like find reasons to like shit talk me. It was whatever. I made a whole video about it, getting all those feelings out. That's coming out next week. Don't fucking. I'm not fucking sweating it. It's whatever.
One little funny kind of political thing, but not really.
And then we're moving away from politics. Yeah.
I'm just asking if you saw the Kamala Harris in Puerto Rico video, because that was pretty funny. I just saw it.
Kamala Harris to me is the equivalent of like wallpaper.
Did you fall out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
Like
do you remember when she said that?
I don't, because here's the thing. Kamala Harris's only purpose was is to basically soft launch political positions of the Biden administration. The Biden administration has been taking the Biden campaign has taken much more.
Evan,
go ahead.
I don't even want to go that far. I just wanted to say it was funny because they were protesting her, and she thought that they were singing her a greeting song. That's all.
I heard about that. That's funny. And
it was just that.
Yeah, it's just.
Okay, no more politics. Did you see? Oh my god! I forgot to talk about this the last time that I was on here. But did you see Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero? That shit is so fucking cool, man. It's so cool. It's pretty much a new Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game. It's gonna be great. Every person who likes like Xenoverse, fighters, Kakarot is gonna be in love with the game. So yeah, excited.
The Sparkling Z coming to a PT Sean stream near you at youtube.com/PT Sean.
My buddy Sean plays all the Dragon Ball Z games, so I already know that that's going to be his shit.
I gotta say, I know you're not a big fan of DBZ, but if you ever get into it, Kakarot is like the definitive gaming experience. Like, it's really fucking good.
Doesn't that just like run you through the plot of Z?
It does a really good.
Cell.
Personally, I think this is how like anime games should be set up. It goes through the whole main 3 arcs of the anime, or 4 arcs, saying Frieza, Cell, and then Boo. It has DLC that goes into Super, but then also does like End of Z, and just the way that it does it with like crafting mechanics, fishing, open world fighting, it's just really good. It feels very good compared to the arena style of anime game.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm not as much of an anime head as I used to be, sadly.
No, I get it. I am still smack dab in that shit.
Elon Musk did something that could be arguably argued to be good, quote unquote.
One sec. We are back on.
Candace Owens got booted from the Daily Wire because...
because I was going to call him Joe Shapiro. Ben Shapiro doesn't know what it means to, have difference of opinions when it comes to Israel.
No, here's the thing. Bipo Shapipo is a Zionist because the Zionist movement is an inherently authoritarian fascist movement, and Bipo Shapipo is an authoritarian fascist-leaning individual. And in the Daily Wire, which he's an editor-in-chief and co-creator of, supports that vision. And Candace Owen, being a anti-Tammy, or in this case, Black conservatives generally don't necessarily support Zionism because they buy into
Israel blindly.
Because like part of the buy-in to right-wing authoritarianism and right-wing ideology is anti-Semitism, and given that that the Zionists in most of most of the Zionist population are white people, even if they're Jewish, it's a surprise. Now that being said, of course, here is the thing, like Candace Owens is and has always been a pick-me. We do not like her. We do not like Green Eggs and Ham. We do not like them Sam I Am. And the funny thing for me is that she, like, I don't know why people are doing a fucking circuit where Candace Owens went on the Breakfast Club and they were trying to scrub her fucking image like she didn't, spend the last 5 to 6 years of her existence on the internet.
Married to the husband of somebody who is a part of Truth Social. I mean, come on.
She wore a White Lives Matter sweatshirt with Kanye, for fuck's sake. Like, come on, dude.
I do remember saying, this is the only time that I will say I think Candace had somewhat of a point, was when she was on stage doing some hip-hop thing with Killer Mike as well. He was on stage, and she was trying to make a point about something about the Black families or self-image in the Black community. I can't remember exactly. But even Killer Mike was like, yo, hold on. I don't agree with everything this woman says, but she is trying to make a point that I personally agree with. At least hear her out for that. And I think that's the only time anybody should really go to bat for her. I mean,
a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, fucking Andrew Tate makes a good point of, like, work out, treat your body like a temple, and don't be, and like, carry yourself with some level of honor and dignity. But
did you see what happened with that?
But I want to finish this thought first because I don't want people thinking I'm like support Andrew Tate. He deserves to get shot in the back of the fucking head. He's an asshole. But
well, I was gonna say, did you hear about the Aiden Ross getting him in trouble with the Ukrainian or wherever he's at? Not Ukraine,
Romanian
police, because he had texted Aiden Ross that he was planning on leaving, and he wasn't allowed to leave because they still have an ongoing investigation with the sex trafficking. So they treated him like Diddy.
He's such a fucking asshole. Y'all want to see something?
I gotta ask,
what's up?
Just while you're pulling whatever you are pulling up, what do you think of these streamers nowadays? Like, I'm talking more so like Aiden Ross, I don't really like him. Kai Cenat, people like that. Do you have any opinion on them?
They're more successful peers of mine. I mean, I can't really say much about Kai Cenat too much. I mean, I do know that in the past that he like somebody got sexually assaulted in his home, and he knew about it and didn't do anything to try and like resolve that in a way that got the victim justice. So that's kind of shitty. Not really necessarily a fan of his content. He had Nicki Minaj on, and she's like Predator adjacent, so yeah. I don't need to go into Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is a fuckhead who, like, hold on, let me pause the fucking recording and pull up a video for y'all to just understand how stupid this man is. Alright, I found it, y'all. Here it is. Check this out.
What does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization alternative. Oh my God!
There's the United States education system at work, everybody.
Analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God, I don't know.
No.
Trust me, Aiden, I believe you.
I believe you, Aiden Ross.
What the fuck a fascism is? I don't know what the fuck that is. Benito Mussolini and Giovanni Gentile and Jason Stanley. Like, who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard of my fucking life. What is an example of a fascist? Yo!
Not him in the middle and not being able to say shit. He goes.
I think $500,000. That is how much man's got. $500,000 to go stream on Kick.
Yeah.
And this,
this gives me
the largest streamer on Kick, by the way.
This gives me the same feeling of when I'm watching a critically acclaimed movie that's just ass. Like, Emma Stone was in a movie recently, right?
Emma Stone in the movie? No, I didn't.
It's called Poor Things, if you want to look it up.
Oh, Meadow was trying to watch that with me.
Tell Meadow don't. Tell Meadow don't. Do not. If you guys got 20, 30 minutes in, stop watching the movie. The whole entire rest of the movie is Emma Stone getting fucked with the mind of a child. That's the concept of the movie. Do not watch it.
Oh, it's uncomfortable.
The whole entire movie divulges into pretty much a 2-hour porno where sex is the only driving force of anything, don't watch it. Tell Meadow it's not a feminist film. If people think this is a feminist film, I want a dissertation on why. Because everything about this movie screams the opposite of feminism. And I watched it with two girls. Like, they both hated it.
Yeah. Kind of like The Idol, right?
The which one? Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that
almost? But like,
isn't that just like, isn't like 4 out of those 5 episodes just like what's her face getting railed in like the most uncomfortable situations possible?
And her choosing to go back into those situations at the end of the show. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's pretty much the same vibe of the movie. Don't get me wrong, Willem Dafoe is in it. Amazing. He is amazing in every scene, but he's literally in like 20 minutes of the whole movie. It's just not good.
Just to bring it back to what we were talking about earlier about Candace Owens. Things that aged poorly.
Oh, I find it funny now that he always used to scream about canceling people, and now he's doing it.
Yep, and she's gonna be fine because.
I know. My heart does not bleed for Candace Owens. You could put that on my gravestone.
They fucking right, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's moving on. Did you hear about the Yuzu Citra situation, the Nintendo emulators?
Yeah, we talked about it. Did anything more happen with it?
So, there's a couple new other ones called Suzu, which is what Yuzu is, but absolutely no explanation on like how to like dump your BIOS and do any of that. It's just like you have to already have them, and then you can use it. So they're covering their asses as far as Nintendo's concerned. But they still got copyright struck. But if they got a DMCA takedown. But they didn't get a DMCA takedown from Nintendo. They got a DMCA takedown from one of Nintendo's fucking fanboys.
Jesus, I thought the whole issue with Uzu was the fact that they were monetizing it.
I don't remember. I thought I was under the impression it's just Nintendo. They were trying to like. There were some DMs between employees that would have criminalized Yuzu into like thinking, oh, they're aiding piracy, and the precedent that would have been done if the judge had accepted Nintendo's framing of it, which they very well might have, because judges aren't necessarily the most tech fucking literate people on the planet, would have basically killed emulation, and it would have genuinely fucked us long term. So that was definitely a thing. Have you played Helldivers?
I mean, no, I haven't yet. Let me ask this very quickly before we change subjects.
Go for it.
How do you implement emulation without it eventually reaching piracy?
You don't. You can't. It is emulation's importance as a right to be able to own and keep copies of your game, as well as the archival and preservation nature of them, is more important than the possible piracy that will happen. There will always be people that pirate shit. I have pirated shit in the past when I was younger. Like, it happens. It's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it except provide better access and services. Gabe Miller.
Well, like what
I've said this before.
Real quick.
Before.
I know. Hold on, Evan. I don't think you're quite answering my question. Let me ask it this way. If I buy a game on PS5 and I somehow, some way manipulate it to work on my Xbox One, that should be legal and allowed. Yes. But it isn't, because game studios expect you to buy 2 versions of the same game.
Correct.
Okay.
You bought a product, you should be able to use it however you see fit. That's how it should be. It's not good for it's not good for a company's bottom line, because that's just good for the consumer.
Yeah.
I've said it on this podcast before, and I'll say it again. To quote God Among Gamers, Gabe Newell himself, piracy is a service issue. Steam came about in the days when PC titles and PC ports were just not being made anymore at a certain point. Certain PC ports and titles just stopped coming out because it's too easy to pirate and too many variants in the systems. People just stopped giving a shit. And then Steam hit the scene. And Valve put all of their games, the only way you could buy them is through Steam. And then they continued building out it with services and products, and basically they made it so it was easier. It is easier for me to go buy a game off of Steam than go find a pirated version on the internet. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's easier. And which is why I've said it is morally, not legally. This is not a legal, go ahead, please go do this. Don't. It's illegal. But it is morally okay. You are morally in the right to pirate Nintendo products or any video game product that is not being provided through lawful means by the company or their distributors. If I cannot buy a copy of if I cannot buy a copy of Pokemon Emerald to play directly from Nintendo or one of their distributors, that where money flows in their pocket, it would be illegal for me to do so, but not morally incorrect for me to pirate that game off of coolroms.com.
Okay.
But yeah. To keep it in gaming briefly,
yeah, Helldivers,
yes. But before we get into that, here's something you might be geeky about. This was released March the 25th, 26th. The anniversary, the 30th anniversary of the Elder Scrolls 1 Arena.
Huh? I don't know if I have interest in it.
Bethesda has playable but very early builds of the Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, that I know. That I'm excited
That's
about.
what I wanted to talk about. And I didn't know you knew.
Yeah. Yep, I definitely did. Well, I also want to say I just downloaded Starfield on my computer. I just got Game Pass all over again. I downloaded Power World so we could play, but I got to give it a try. I know exactly what it is. I played the intro already, so I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. Continue, and then I'll save my piece. Go for it.
I'm just saying, I hope Elder Scrolls 6 has a release trailer that it gets the same type of
hype going as
GTA 6. That's what I hope. Bethesda hasn't had the greatest track record lately, but I hope.
Honestly, I love the fact that they got I don't know. I thought a lot of the models in the GTX tier were really attractive.
I mean, definitely. What do you think of Dragon's Dogma? Did you play it? Did you see it? Any opinions on it? Is it not on PC yet?
No, it's on a PC. It's just fucking unplayable, and I had to pause to tell you what I'm gonna do because I'm not trying to incriminate myself. But
I heard that it was unplayable.
I will play Dragon's Dogma eventually. Do something.
Do you want to get back on console?
Nah, I would want it on PC. I
get it. That's how I feel about Helldivers too, yo. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm having a real debate with myself whether to get this game for PS5 or for the computer. Because it's online only. That means you got to, without a doubt, that's what I'm thinking. But then I'm also like, God forbid I do find people reliably who only want to play. I know it's crossplay, but I'm just like, I don't want to have to also do anything with the PS5 eventually. I'm just worried. I've been having this debate recently with myself because I just got the 4 terabyte hard drive in my computer. I'm sorry, not hard drive, SSD. And I've been really debating on whether or not PC gaming is
The way
a
to go.
good, and I just don't know if I like it more than playing on console. And don't get me wrong, I know you could play with Xbox controllers, PS3, PS4, PS5 controllers, what the fuck ever. But I'm just like,
You
I
won't play on
have
the
all of
couch.
my digital. Not only that, because I just brought a fucking DisplayPort to HDMI. I'm just like, my digital library is on PlayStation, and it's very hard for me to dedicate any time or any money to any other digital library because I have so much invested in that one. But it sucks because you got to pay like $80 a year just to stay on fucking online.
Meanwhile, Steam is just like,
Go play.
Here's the thing, right? I think here's my pitch to you, right? Your library, parts of your library will become obsolete next generation. Now next generation may not be in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or maybe even a decade. But eventually, games you own right now, you will not be able to play on the PS5, on the PS6. Because you want to know how I know? Is because there are games that I bought on my PlayStation 3 for my PlayStation 3 that I cannot play on the PS4. So, so I'm not saying you have to play. You have to buy your entire library again over on Steam. The difference is that when you want to buy a new game, you buy it on Steam. And then over time, you'll have both libraries to play whatever you want, and then eventually, one library will eclipse the other. You'll still always have your PS5 to go play your games. You'll still have X, Y, and Z, but definitely consider prioritizing games that require online to be on PC.
Oh, without a doubt. That's why, like, something like, I mean, I don't know how much you love Payday 2, but I'm a big Payday 2 fan. I heard how bad Payday 3 was. That's why I would only ever play Payday 3 on the computer. The only reason I'm considering something like Helldivers 2 is because it's PlayStation. But I get it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I would genuinely, if I were you, consider I'd consider it. Definitely, like, if Helldivers is the last game you buy that's for online for your PlayStation, so be it. But I will say that, like, definitely consider keeping this on to moving on. I'm actually checking my. Do I own Payday 2? Yeah, I own Payday 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good just online always game to fuck around and have fun in.
Side note, resend me your rap link because you just sent me a link to my channel.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is very hilarious.
Hold on 1 second. I also uploaded it to the wrong channel. That's great. Whatever they're gonna do with it.
And just send it to me, and you can re-upload to the right one later. Oh, man.
Yeah, and after I send this, I am gonna have to go because these cats gotta be fed. And it's not gonna have a subject. There you go.
Oh, Lord of mercy. But is there anything else we wanted to chit chat about? Yeah, I can't think. I don't really think. I can't think of anything else. Is there anything else you wanted to chit chat about?
I think this will be a good place to leave it for right now.
All right, that's
But
fair.
let's be more consistent. And I'm not coming at you because God knows I also have my fucking problems. So
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah.
I will say one thing. If you have Paramount Plus, you owe it to yourself. Watch Jon Stewart. Mondays only.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like he brought back the Daily Show's like a fit like to what it used to be, but like only a fifth of the time.
Yo, if I could see if Paramount Plus had views the same way YouTube did, it would literally be like 1.5 million views for every single Jon Stewart one. And then when anybody else is hosting, it's like 50,000, 100,000, 150,000. Because you know that shit's low.
It's just because like Jon Stewart is like it's like we went into a time capsule. It's like it's 2015, everybody. It's 2015. Who's on the air? It's no comedy. Who's running the Daily Show? Jon Stewart. All right. I'm gonna go into this time capsule for eight fucking years and see for 9 fucking years. See what happens. Hey, it's 2024. What happened? Well, like who's the host of the Daily Show? Jon Stewart. And we're like, fuck, it didn't work. I'll see you in another 8 years.
Well, I would tell you, actually, here's a really good recommendation. You should watch the HBO documentary about Albert Brooks. It's called Defending My Life, and it's really fucking good. He's the voice actor of Merlin from Nemo, Finding Nemo. So his voice is going to be very familiar.
No shit. That's cool. Another quick thing. Sam Bankman-Fried actually got nailed with a quarter century.
Yep, 25 years for his bullshit in the field of money.
They really they were trying every the society, like high society was split. Do we save this man for his crimes or do we throw him in the slammer? Like what do we do? We don't know.
Well, the majority of the time, I don't know if you read anything about his girlfriend being interviewed because she turned on him. But one of the things that she was saying was, we were on meth so much, we couldn't really tell what the fuck was real and what was fake.
Jesus. That's
Yeah.
That's definitely something. Holy shit.
It was pretty much like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. But like with a dipshit that played League of Legends instead of like, you know. Now, listen, playing video games is a fine way to like spend all of your free time. God knows I do it, but it's League. Ugh. All right. I got one more video I want to show you before we hop in, before we do your freestyle, if that's okay.
And for that, I'm gonna have to leave. So enjoy showing everybody.
You don't want to hear, you don't want to see a video of you rapping?
Oh no, that I don't mind. Again, these cats usually be fed at 8, and it's already 8:14, and they are hounding.
Yeah, they're being feral. All right, here's the video I wanted to show you before we get into the final before your send off.
Oh no!
Crazy. That'd be something that Ellen does.
So for those watching, it's a basketball game where a guy like is like about to go make a shot up to the basket. A guy jumps off, falls out of bounds, and then he tosses the ball to the other player who's out of bounds, immediately making them immediately fouling the other team.
Crazy.
But yes.
But man, I love you. I'm glad we're doing this again.
Yep. We're back on the bullshit. Thank God.
Definitely. And I get you a new rap this week.
Amen. I hope you have a couple stocked up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's why I had this one.
Amen. All right. I'll see you later, Brian. And for everybody else watching, thank you guys. Appreciate you bunches. And let's get this send off, shall we?
Been too long since I felt like this. A twin stick shooter, mental health, you don't manage it. Well, the damage is done, taking medicine. All these handlers will send you back to irrelevance. Playing my games and don't bother a soul. Vacate for 2 days like I'm scared to go home. This jacket is straight and I'm late for a date. I've been looking all over for my fucking cologne. Oh no, hit a deer on the way over. Window shattered in my Range Rover. Overcame with rage when I came over. So I gave a quick meal to my lawnmower. Thank God, cause I see clearer. Y'all translucent like a mirror. I throw shade like a tree. I'm the MVP and you're nowhere nearer. I see the problem, you see perfection. Shout out my brother cause he's a blessing. Show me that's an excuse to use for your own protection. Fuck your whole opinion I give you me. Every time you listen, every line I'm spitting gives you some glimpses on what it means to be in Brian's business. I don't miss a beat or take a breath. I display my skills on any test. And fuck it, I won't be satisfied till Kendrick or Cole's coming at my neck. And that's on God, I must confess. If I deal the cards, they can't touch my deck. They don't wish me luck, but this ain't nothing yet. Feeling like this flow gets me out of debt,